So we have a little combination of 3 exercises here working on our spinal flexion mobility. So we want to develop a little bit of easier time getting full spinal flexion, or if we're looking at this from the side, we want to see like a uniform spinal curve as we come forward. And as you place your head onto the ground, a little bit more range of motion than what I'm demonstrating here. We'd like to be able to keep the hip like pretty much right on your heels, and place your head onto the ground, and then see like a very uniform curve through the back here, or same thing, like you can see that in your toe touch in a forward bend and standing. Want to see like a really uniform curve through your spine. So if we're not getting that, we have some areas in the back that we can try to target, and if you can see those specifically, like take a photo of yourself or something like that, that can help you to understand where you should be working. This is also great for manual therapy and hands-on, or things like dry needling to help contribute to opening that up. But right here, we're going to start with the modified child's pose. So with the foam roller, we can use this to assist us and keep our hips really low onto the heels. Just feeling for that contact with the heels. And then starting to kind of round the back and slouch into this position. You can gradually roll out. And so I'm still able to kind of keep the heels down. I'm going to stop here because I'm starting to feel my lats and shoulder blades like restricting that movement. But I'm continuing to maintain the form or shape of kind of spinal flexion. So I'm trying to kind of press back with my mid-back and maintain that rounded form. So you can think of it kind of like a cat in your cat-cow, so it's sort of like this position that we're trying to tuck the tailbone in and maintain that really arched form. From this position, really full exhales and really full inhales. And if you can feel an area that's stretching specifically, or if you can, you know that from like your assessment, where you want to kind of target your breath, you want to target your breath into that space that doesn't do a good job of opening up and bending forward for you, okay? So you're going to carry on there for, at least 10 breaths or so, like slow 6-second inhales and 6-second exhales. From there, we can continue with our foam roller, and we can try some foam rolling into spinal flexion. So here you want to make sure that this feels comfortable and you feel like you tolerate this well. If there's any kind of sharp, sore ones that make you have to guard, you should get off of those segments and don't work on that. So we want to kind of be curled up as tight as we can. You can use your hamstrings on this side to try to pull on your pelvis and curl your back into spinal flexion. And so again, similar concept to your cat-cow kind of thing. So you can work on straight rolling up and down and finding those areas that seem like they need to kind of open up a little bit more. Keep in mind that you may have limited endurance for this position, so like you don't have to be here for long periods of time. Even 15-20 seconds may be enough to make a nice contribution. After you've worked on this straight up a little bit, maybe take a little rest, and then you're going to come back into it, and you can work a little bit on the sides. So what we're looking for here is, if you do a comparison side to side, do you feel like one side kind of accommodates the foam roller and squishes in, where the other side just feels like stiff, dull, achy, and or almost feels like maybe the bones on that side are a little bit more prominent and pressing into the roller? So if that's what you're feeling, you want to work on that side. If you have a side that just accommodates it, or if you have a side that feels like sharp, uncomfortable, or painful, and it's giving you a signal of no, then you want to listen to that signal, okay? Last stretch is our modified happy baby position. So we're going to actually use our index and middle finger here. Wrap tightly around your big toe. Keep the shin vertical. So we're just using this position, or this handhold, to anchor the foot so that the foot wouldn't like spin back this way. So think of kind of like doing a hamstring curl, and you're just holding against that. You're anchoring your foot in that position. So we're going to use our hamstrings to grab onto the sit bone and pull the pelvis into a posterior pelvic tilt. And then you can also be protracting the shoulder blades, so not kind of anchoring them down, but reaching the shoulder blades up a little bit. And that helps to kind of give you a really solid pressure onto your mid-back. So you just want to feel really heavy through your rib cage and lower rib cage onto the ground. And then really big, long, slow exhales and inhales in this position to try to bring a stretch into that mid and lower back region. Okay, so that's our happy baby, and that's our quick little spinal flexion circuit.